restoring Illinois to greatness. This is Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Policy Institute and hosted by AM 560's Dan Proft.
Dan Proft back with Pat Hughes, co-founder of the Illinois Opportunity Project. And Pat, got some good news for you. You don't have to retire that satin jacket. Your Cook County Bowling League team, good to go. No?
I look so good in that jacket, and I am
nothing but.
I'm a terrible bowler. Yeah, no, the amusement tax isn't going to fly. That's not going to stop our great friend Tony Preckwinkle from trying to find other ways to take money out of the pockets of hardworking people in Cook County so that she can fund whatever nonsense she's trying to fund.
Tony. She proposed a 3% amusement tax on things like bowling, as I alluded to, golf, other recreational activities. So she's walking that back in because of the resistance. Actually, there was a great sign at one of the budget hearings on the amusement tax this week. Somebody made a homemade sign, went to the budget meeting that said, I'm a bowler, don't be a pinhead.
Did you like that?
It's not bad.
Do you know that your golf game has been taxed enough just by your lack of ability?
I'll tell you,
it doesn't need anything else to burden it.
It is taxing. There's no question about it. But so if you stop the extension of a tax in one place, the remedy is to extend a tax in another place. And so now Preckwinkle is talking about increasing the hotel tax in Chicago by 1 percentage point. It's already 16.5%. She wants that to go up a percentage point. It's an interesting choice because, of course, we're often told how important tourism is to the city of Chicago, and it is. How important convention business is to the city of Chicago, and it is. And because of unions and just the financial structure of hosting a convention at McCormick Place as opposed to Vegas or Orlando, Chicago's already at a competitive disadvantage. If it didn't have such a great downtown, it would really be in trouble. But now Preckwinkle wants to take from or relieve from the bowlers and golfers by hammering the tourists.
Yeah, and like you said, it's already at 16+% on top of all the other taxes if you're a tourist in town taking cabs and everything else. And eventually, and I don't know if going to 17.5% will do it, but it'll start that process. Eventually, you'll start losing tourism, and people will say, "Look, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to take my convention somewhere else. I'm going to take my business meeting somewhere else. I'm going to go out to DuPage County and have it out there or somewhere else." So eventually, that cost will have negative ramifications, and ultimately, you'll end up getting less money out of it than you thought you would by raising the tax. But Tony Preckwinkle, Dan, doesn't understand economics. She only understands power, and how she gets power and money is through taxation.
What's interesting about Preckwinkle, too, now remember, she came to the Cook County Board presidency on a wave of good emotion because she was going to unwind the 1 percentage point sales tax increase that occurred under Urkel. And she did that, and now she has reimposed it. So all these Preckwinkle Emanuel Republicans, including some in elective office, that tell me Preckwinkle's a reformer. Well, I mean, as compared to Todd Stroger, no, I wouldn't even give her that. Tiny Dancer, he's going to do the difficult things. He's the best that we have. Yeah, this is the best that we have because Tiny Dancer and Preckwinkle speak in complete sentences that thereby means they're reformers. When do we as center-right people start holding our center-right politicians and party leaders accountable for foisting this bull jive, this cop-out on us where we say Tiny Dancer and Tony are the best we can do in Cook County?
Oh, so the answer to that question is now and constantly until it changes, right? I mean, we have to push back against the idea that this is the best the city of Chicago and Cook County can do. And you can't do that unless you have people willing to be legitimate contenders to go up against them the next time they come on the ballot. Otherwise, they're going to do what they've always done, which is lie to the voters about what they're going to do with respect to taxation and everything else. And then when they get in office, say, I didn't realize it was this bad. I have to do this. And so long as it's far enough out from the next election, they can get away with it. But if they don't have someone competing against them for that space, for that office, then they'll be able to get away with it.
Right. And then voters won't understand that there is a choice. Correct. Because they won't be presented with one.